Welcome to another reaction video here at HOFA Studios. What's today's topic?
Yeah, we're gonna listen to the new and probably last Beatles song, Now and Then, which was released just recently. And yeah, I'm really curious. I haven't heard it yet.
Me neither. So the production might have taken a while because the original vocals go back to the end of the 70s. So we're curious and let's get right into this.
Right.
1, 2.
I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you.
Okay, it's really the Beatles.
Yeah, first impression. Quite warm sounding recording and mix.
Yeah, and let's talk about the recording. The original voice of John Lennon has been recorded in the late 70s.
Yeah.
Can't be much later, and yeah, he recorded it at home and together with the piano on one track. And so the problem was to get rid of the piano, because the piano we heard is a piano played by Paul McCartney in 2022, I think. And yeah, it's quite an interesting thing how they got rid of the piano. They use an artificial intelligence software that characterized John Lennon's voice and removed everything else from the recording. And well, that's interesting. I think we have to take a look at that later, how you can deal with that.
So here we have a simple player and a random song, which sounds like this.
Shine like a shooting star.
Alright, it's a verse.
You're still that bright.
And multiple vocals within the chorus. Right, let's see if we have a random tool where we can isolate some vocals. So here we go with an AI tool that is online. You can purchase and go for a certain amount of data and maybe have some stems to be extracted out of a song. So this one is about vocals and instrumental. And we're gonna go for drag and drop and see what the results may be. So since our track is processed now, we got here the vocals, as we can see, and down here, this must be our instrumental. Let's listen to the instrumental first, because I'm kind of curious. All right.
How could I ever be resentful with stern looks? You'd never fall from grace.
That's
no,
not
you
bad.
never would.
So let's see what the vocals in the chorus can do, because there are multiple layers, meaning backing vocals and second voices.
Oh, you have grown old. You have.
Really not bad for a result that quick.
And what do you think of the other things in the playback?
I mean, this is really nice, compressed, warm piano, and the drums sound real fresh. And I might say probably let's say the lack of quality in the recording of John Lennon's vocal might be the characteristics of the original recording then.
Yeah, you can tell there is some kind of saturated sound, and it can be the tape recording, it can be some artifact of the processing. And maybe it's also a question of the mix. Who did mix it?
I think it's Spike Stent.
Spike Stent, yeah, okay, yeah.
His real name is Spike, is his nickname.
It sounds on the one hand really vintage, and you can tell that it's not a modern band from the 21st century. But on the other hand, it still has some kind of modern quality. It's not really noisy or hummy or whatever, and it's and it's the Beatles, and it's something new from the Beatles. That's something I didn't think to have the experience.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Let's
go on.
Yes.
And now and then, if we must start again, well, we will know for sure that I will love you. Now and then, I miss you. Oh, now and then, I want you to be there for me.
Typical John Lennon harmonies and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of things going on here. Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe the audio engineering aspects of the song. You said it before, the piano is pretty compressed, and it's a typical
Sustain.
bang sound like that, and that's
Going on forever.
That sounds like 60s even, and not only 70s, and the drum sound, it's Ringo, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Even in the breaks and the way the toms sound. Although I might have to say the snare sounds different.
Yeah.
I think it's. I remember the old tracks having a very like
Rich.
yeah, it's soft but fat snare. This one is like more in it sounds like Oasis recordings or something like that. Like
a lot of
and indie.
maybe the drums I remember from Ringo before. There's a lot of boof and the snare and this damp Ludwig's Ringo sound is very unique, and that sounds a little bit more like not really a modern drum recording, but it's a multi-track recording, I think, and it doesn't sound like a 2 mics or 4 mics setup.
Absolutely not. Did you recognize that even the strings sound a bit vintage? I mean, these fourth notes accents like sound like back in the days a bit.
Yeah,
and it's been Giles Martin, the son of
George
George
interesting,
Martin,
isn't it? Yeah.
together with Paul.
And it's really
Big time.
It's like Paul McCartney. I read it in an interview. He said it felt like being back in the days with John and Ringo and even George Harrison being back in the studio with them. And you can tell it really sounds.
Yeah, I mean, it matches the track because it's kind of really emotional. Must have been emotional to them, definitely, to be back working on that stuff.
Okay, well, listen, go on. Oh, that's George Harrison.
Absolutely.
That's cool. I also read that Paul McCartney and Ringo did the backing vocals on that track just in 2022, and they're both they're not 30 anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're doing great.
I mean, still the bass works. You know, like walking around.
Yeah, and the guitar
Amazing.
work is amazing. It's really it's so typical, and so it sounds so easy, and just okay, I play some guitar stuff, and it was done by George Harrison '95, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's kind of a puzzle, but it's really it's going together.
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I have a question. This solo, is it George Harrison or is it Paul McCartney? Because I heard I saw him play the bottleneck within that short movie. I saw kind of picture from the making of, and I saw just like him wearing headphones and having a bottleneck, so which might be leading to him playing the solo.
Well,
it sounds like George Harrison, does it?
Does definitely like George Harrison, and I can tell.
Yeah, the net is full of discussions about that. So.
But in that part before, I just was listening to the strings, which is really Phil Spector-ish, and it's like listening to the White Album or something like that.
It matches. Yeah, I'm impressed.
It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you.
Must be George Harrison.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really.
Strings remind me of Eleanor Rigby because I used to be a huge Beatles fan when I was a kid.
Yeah, everybody was.
Absolutely.
It might not be their greatest song, but still, it's awesome to hear another Beatles songs in 2023. Fantastic.
And an emotional ending as well. Yeah, wonderful. So that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. And if you want to know more, visit HOFA-College.com.